Well, as we are gathering for the holidays, a lot of you may be enjoying some steak or some other type of red meat.
But eating that meat can have some serious impacts on your health. Here's Dr. Payal Kohli with some tips to reduce the risks.
Are you a steak eater, or do you love bacon in the morning with your breakfast? If so, listen up. A new study of roughly 2 million people from 20 different countries has found that the consumption of red meat and processed meat is associated with a higher risk of type 2 diabetes and even a higher risk of dying. Now, poultry, which we generally think of as better than red meat, has also been implicated as a possible risk booster in some of these studies. We know that high red meat intake has been associated with many health risks, including heart disease, stroke, and even some types of cancer. And this is likely due to the high amount of saturated fat, cholesterol, and heme, which can activate a metabolite in the gut called TMAO in these foods. In this study, each additional 50 grams of processed meat a day, which is the equivalent of about 2 slices of bacon or ham or 1 small sausage, was associated with a 15% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes in the next 10 years. So does this mean you have to give up red meat altogether? Well, probably not if you love red meat or poultry, but here are a few tips to help reduce your risk. First, limit the dose of red meat to less than once a week. Reducing the dose of red meat has been associated with less risk of diabetes and other health conditions. Second, eat organic meat whenever you can, because individuals who eat organic meat have more of the beneficial fatty acids, especially omega-3s from pasture-fed beef, for example. Third, switch to plant-based proteins most days of the week. This is a diet that emphasizes healthy plant foods such as nuts, beans, and soy foods instead of red meat and can have many important health benefits. The shift away from red meat to more plant-based proteins has really figured prominently in the discussions of the 2025 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee in October this year. Not only would all of these changes be good for you, reduce your risk of dying, but they're also good for our planet. So make sure to keep that red meat consumption in check.